Hi everyone, this is Ayça teacher. We are going to talk about simple past tense for our 6th graders, A levels. The simple past is a verb tense that is used to talk about things that happened and completed before now. These are two important parts. They happened and completed. We are in here now, and past is here. Let's look at the time expressions for past tense. Yesterday, last, we can add week, month, whatever you want. Last week, last month. Ago, 1 week ago, 2 days ago, 4 hours ago. Yesterday, also we can say yesterday morning, yesterday night. In 1990, as we are in 2020 now. In March, we can use the previous months. On Sunday, we can use the days in the past, and some usage like this: when I was born, when I was 5, when I was at high school, and something you want more. To be in past tense. We divide our verb to be into two parts as was and were. Of course, the difference is so easy. Was is used with singulars and were is used with plural names. And also they changed according to the subjects, of course. For I, he, she, it. For you, we, they. Permanent situations in affirmative sentences. I was happy. He was hungry. She was a nurse. It was big. You were early. We were at school. They were quiet. In this sentence, I don't have verb. I only have the verb to be. Impersonal forms. There was a man in the garden, for example. There were some gifts, like this. Let's look at some examples in negative sentences. Negative form. Of course, I add not for my wasn't verb. Then the short forms are wasn't or weren't. I wasn't angry. He wasn't nervous. She wasn't a doctor. It wasn't small. We weren't sad. You weren't thirsty. They weren't at home. As you see, was not equals to wasn't, and weren't equals to were not. Let's look at the question forms. He was poor. Just change it. And was he poor? They were ill. Were they ill? If we want to give short answer, yes, he was, or no, he wasn't. Yes, they were, or no, they weren't. Let's take a look at WH questions. WH verb and then verb to be, subject complement. Where was she? Why were they, for example? When were we? When we move to the parts, simple past tense with verbs, we see a definition. In order to use verbs in simple past tense, we need to know how to form these verbs, because they will be the signs of simple past tense. And there are two ways for forming those verbs. I divide my verbs into two parts to show them they are past verbs. The first way is regular form, and the second way is irregular form. If they are regular verbs, as you see in the first definition, we turn regular verbs to the past by adding ed or only d. Walked, played, and lived. This is the simplest way. Let's look at the spelling rules for regular verbs. For the verbs ending in E, we only put D because we already have E. Verbs ending in vowel plus Y, we only add ed. But if it ends with a consonant, then Y comes, Y drops, and it turns out to I, then we again add our ed. As you see in the example, actually try, Y drops, and tried. One syllable single vowel and ending in a single consonant. It doubles again. Stopped will be my regular verb in past form. Two syllable, stress on second. Preferred, we again double it. Irregular verbs, the second form. Types of verbs that don't follow the general rule of using ed or d at the end of the verb to make the past tense. Okay, so it means that we don't make them past by adding ed. They have new forms. Verbs form the past by a change in spelling. Let's look at the examples. Do, did, go, went, eat, ate. There's a note here. There is not a rule to form irregular verbs. We need to learn these verbs by heart. This is important. No other way. We're just gonna learn them by heart. There's a list of verbs, some of them here. Swim, swam. Drink, drank. Steal, stole. Tell, told. Buy, bought. Sing, sang. Cut, again the same, cut. But this is verb 1, this is verb 2. Let's Let's see some sentences, kinds of sentences in simple past. Affirmative sentence. Subject, verb in past, and complement. Jane visited me last week. Visited because this is a regular formed verb. I ate my hamburger. Eat, ate. You can add some examples for these affirmative sentences if you want. When we move to negative sentences, there's an important part in here. We add not, did not, or didn't. They're both the same. But the important part is after didn't or after did not, our verb will be in base form. That means verb 1. So no matter whether it is regular or irregular verb, because it will be verb 1. Jane didn't visit me, verb 1. Last week. I didn't eat my hamburger, verb 1 again. Please write 2 examples for negative sentences as well. Question forms. Let's look at yes/no questions at first. I will again have did here. Actually, I want to give you a clue. Remember what I told you at first. I told you that ed or irregular verb, verb 2, is a kind of sign for past, sign for did actually. So if I have sign, I don't need did. If I have did, I don't need sign. So that is to say, if we have did, no matter it is did or didn't, we don't use verb 2, okay? If we have did or didn't, it doesn't change. If I see did in the sentence, my verb should be in the base form. Did Jane visit you last week? Did you eat your hamburger? Short answers. Yes, I did. No, I didn't. Let's move to WH question and finish our class today. WH words and did, then subject, verb, and complement. It again doesn't matter whether it is regular or irregular. What did you watch last night? Verb 1. Where did you go last night? Please don't forget the thing that I told you. If we have did, no matter it is did or didn't, we don't need the sign, which is verb 2. If I have verb 2, I don't need did, so I don't use it. Those were all about simple past. Thanks for watching and listening us.